Good morning, eighth grade. And I wonder, did you have a good weekend? How'd it go? Now, I apologize for the schedule. It says that today, April the 20th, you should have quiz one. And I didn't know how this last book is so, I don't know what happened with the math people. They just turn you guys loose. They don't have any quizzes. I wonder if they even have a test. Well, hopefully they will, but they don't have quiz one, they don't have quiz two. They just have a simple little lesson. I tell you what, don't you think they're slipping a little bit? I mean, what do you do with all your time? I mean, we would be out playing softball right now. I mean, if you only did five problems, um, this is getting ridiculous. I'm I'm gonna have to send worksheets home. Is the only thing I know. But since I didn't last weekend, I guess you're free again for this week. If yeah, if you're ready for lesson 5, it's budgeting and projecting future expenses. Um, you ask your mom and dads. I want to know how many of your mom and dads run a budget. You ask them. You know you don't have to ask them. You already know if they write down every expense that they make and they record it. Now, I'm not talking about a checkbook recording. I'm talking about on a budget plan, and they calculate it out. Um, yeah. Let me see here. I wish I knew. Maybe this is personal information, so I guess I won't have it. I was going to say that if your mom and dad have a budget, they should text me. Or you should text me and tell me that, yes, my mom and dad have a budget. Um, you should have. You really should have. I have had in the past, and we didn't for a while. Again, now this winter, we're back on a budget again. And what a budget does, basically the way we run our budget is we just record everything, and then we can analyze it at the end of the month, and we can say we spent $250 for groceries, and it's not taking that much right now. Coronavirus, we figured out that you can do with less because we don't go to the grocery store, so we do with less. I don't know what all, less potato chips, less this, less that, less something else. We just eat more canned things. So sure enough, I'm pretty sure March was down, and I'm pretty sure April will be down in food expenses at the grocery store. So it's changing. Um, and it's good, I think. So budgeting is just simply projecting what you spend, and it is actually, you should always, when you budget, is take off the bills that you have to pay. You know, or I know that you have to make an electric bill. I know I have to make a phone bill. I know I have to have groceries. I know, no. And so that list there comes off your income first. And then if you're making payments on your house, mortgage payments, if you're making car payments, if you're making whatever, that needs to come off as well. And last of all, if you have money left over, oh, did you forget about tithing? You have to. No, you want to give to the Lord 10%, at least 10%. And you may want to help the poor here or there. That should come off the top. Okay? If you make money, if your income is whatever, $1 or $1,000,000, you tithe first. That's law. No, that's God's law. Alrighty. Look at the budget on page 20. I think it should be 20 in your book. He has his expenses, his tithing. I'm looking at the top of the page. Jacob's previous month income and expenses. Once you run a budget every month, it can kind of give you a feel of how things are going. So it gives you direction. Your past record, you don't just throw them away. You compare them from month to month. So you say, oh, we were spending $250 in groceries, but guess what? In March, we only spent about $175. And you know what? I think April's going to drop down there closer to $100. That's pretty good. I'm telling you, that's pretty good. Now, maybe your mom and dad are getting by less than that. I don't know. If they are, they're doing good too. It makes a difference what you buy, what you don't buy. It makes a difference if you can out of your garden all your food, or if you buy certain foods. A big thing is meats. If you raise your own meat, or if you buy it from the grocery store. But now, don't think that if I raise it, it's free, because it's not. You have to buy feed for the pig or feed for the calf. You have to. So sometimes raising your own meat isn't so, and then you have to get it processed. So it's not like that raising your own food is cheaper. It's just kind of how you spend it. And sometimes I'm convinced that you can buy chicken cheaper in town than raising your own. But let me tell you what, it does not taste as good out of the grocery store, or out of Rosie Mush. Oh, sorry, Rosie Mush. Yeah, grocery store meat is never as good, in my opinion, especially chicken, as home raised. So, take a look of how Jacob put his monthly income over here. He just had $200, what he had income. And then his expenses is over here, and when he was done, his expenses rounded up to the same thing as his income. Well, that was what he was projecting. He was saying that I've got $20 for tithing, I've got $120 for calf saving, I got $10 for regular saving, then he's putting his own bank account, $10 for a gift, $10 for bicycle expense, extra giving is $20, and project is $10, some other project. Okay, what he did, he budgeted out his $200. And he says, okay, this is what I've got for this is what I've got for that, that's what I've got for that. You can do the same thing in advance. Your mom and dad can do the same thing in advance. So if they have not got a budget, here I got it going. You ask them if you could make a budget for them. Oh, I bet you some mom and dads are going to come pull my ears on that one. No, you can't mess with your mom and dad's finances. They won't appreciate it. Dave Ramsey always says that you can't help those that are older than you. They won't appreciate it, he says. So you let your mom and dad do their thing. I'm pretty sure they're doing a good job. If they need any help, you tell them to ask somebody else, not me. Number one, using the income. Okay, your income is $220. You're going to put that over there in the income block. And that's all the income you got. And then you're going to put in the expenses. The first one is tithe. So you look over, what did he tithe? He tithed $22. So you put that in the expense column. Then you look at the savings. He had $74.50. You'll need to round that roughly $75. Okay. And then he had gifts for $29.67. Again, you're going to round that. So we're going to say he had $30 in gifts. Clothing, and you round that one. Each one you'll round up. When you get down to the bottom, you should equal exactly the same, $220. Number two is you should write the check. Stephen wrote a check, and you should follow that according to the parts for his truck. Number three, you need to figure he bought sawdust from the cabinet shop to spread 1 inch thick over the chicken house floor. It covered the 90 square feet of pen. How many cubic feet of sawdust did he bring? Okay, you got 90 feet, 1 inch, and so if you want to know cubic feet, that would be 1/12. Should I set that up for you? He got 90 over here, and then he had 12 here. 90/12 is going to equal, I better stop. That's your problem to figure out the answer. That will tell you how many square feet. And your answer then should be feet cubed. Got it? Alrighty. How about number 4? Sally is making chocolate crinkle cookies. She wants 24 plates of 6 to sell at the market and 8 dozen to serve at the youth group singing. Each batch of cookies makes 6 dozen. How many batches should she make? Round to the nearest whole batch. she wants 24 plates of 6. So you have to find out how many cookies that is, or how many dozen that is, however you want to do it. And then you need to, she wants to take how many to the youth group? 8 dozen to the youth group. So she has to make the ones she sells at the market, the ones for the youth group, add those together, and then see how many batches she has to make. She can make in one batch, it would make 6 dozen. So I'm going to tell you she's going to need more than one batch. She's going to make at least 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 5, 6, I don't know. How many batches should she make? Less than 10. I'll give you a hint. Less than 10. All right, let me give you some answers for yesterday's work, and then I will turn you loose on Friday's work, however you want to say it. Hope you didn't work on Sunday. Sunday should be a day of rest. Okay, the first answer are checks. Okay, I will show you those checks. They should look like that. You can check that out. The date will vary, it says. Okay, now number 3's answer. What was missing? The day is missing from the date. Number 3, it just says June, and it doesn't say the day. June of 2009. That's what was wrong with number 3's check. Number 4, the purpose for the payment is missing. Okay, the 4, or the little down in the left-hand corner, it didn't say what the payment was for. It was a drugstore, but for what? Were you getting medicine? Were you getting, I'll tell you what, drugstore to sell you anything anymore. Were you getting a wheelchair? So he didn't write down. So that was number 5. The cents, 78 cents in the digit amount does not match the 87 cents in the word amount. He didn't write the same amount in the box as what he wrote out in the words. He had 78 in the little box, and in the words he put 87. Poor guy. So how much was the check written for? I don't know. And then number 5 is no signature. That was pretty easy, the last one. Number 5 didn't have a signature. And number 7 and 8 answers look like this right here. Number 7 is right there, 41. And number 8 is right there. That is 6 yards, and number 7 is $41.22. Enjoy your lesson, and I'll catch you tomorrow.